Good morning. I don't know if I have any wisdom to impart this morning. Here's something that I've been thinking about. I saw somewhere just recently that in 6 years, the 80s will have been 50 years ago. And boy, if that didn't mess with my head a little bit, that means I'll be in my 50s. You know, if I'm being perfectly honest, 20-year-old me didn't think there would ever be a 50-year-old me. I guess now we're getting to that bit of wisdom. Take care of your body. You only get one. Alcohol, drugs, promiscuous behaviors. Be real careful. When you're young, there's a lot of stuff you can bounce back from, but you ain't gonna be young forever. And some of that stuff, you might feel like you bounce back from it right now, but eventually you'll realize you didn't fully bounce back from it. You know, some people say in your 30s, your body starts to betray you. The check engine light comes on, as it were. I can't say I experienced it so much in my 30s, but I'm certainly feeling it now in my 40s. Yeah, rough living catches up with you. Hell, I ain't even sure that you have to live rough. I think after a while, your body just kind of starts wearing out. I know people that live real good, real clean lives, and their body, they just start having aches and pains and losing flexibility and all that kind of stuff once you hit a certain age. It's just the nature of the beast, or the machine, as it were, you know. So get plenty of sleep, eat healthy, stay hydrated, take it easy on yourself. So I guess that's the wisdom I have for today. I'm leaving a little later for work than I usually do. Try not to be in a rush. Things have been a little bit slow for the department, which, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know I am the department. I'm the whole department. I did apply for another job. Haven't heard anything from them. Not counting on hearing from them, but if I could get an interview, I feel like it would go well, and could potentially lead to a job that pays a little bit more and is a little bit shorter commute. Maybe has a little bit of an increased title, different type of responsibility. I like the company that I'm at. I enjoy most of what I do. I frequently find myself frustrated with various aspects of the organization. However, the most recent thing, somebody that happened that got under my skin, a friend of mine finally gave me the perspective that I needed. And that was that what I was describing had happened was the behavior of people with mental health issues. And they gave me some other supporting evidence that I was aware of, but I hadn't looked at it from that perspective. And that perspective really helped me feel a lot better about how things happen at this job. And you know, I can be honest and say that I haven't always been the most mentally healthy individual. I've never been institutionalized or adjudicated. I forget the terminology, but you know, declared to be unfit or anything of that sort. But like I said earlier, I've lived hard, I partied hard, and sometimes made bad choices in regards to partying or acting like a responsible adult. It's kind of funny. You turn 18 and you can go die for your country, but you can't drink a beer. That's pretty tangential. I told you this was totally unscripted, right? Hell, I decided that's the name of my channel, James Reeder Unscripted. So, yeah, you get what you get. I just say what's on my mind. And, yeah, what's on my mind varies, often from moment to moment. I'm generally doing pretty well to stay on topic for a few minutes, so you guys arguably get the best of me. Anyhow, yeah, my job, it's a great company. This is the conundrum that I live with day to day. It's the best company I've ever worked for in a lot of ways, and in other ways, it's one of the worst I've ever worked for. Everywhere you go, you see the resistance to change, and that's one of the aspects in which this company is the worst. They don't want to change. There's been several projects that have been started and significant amounts of money spent on, or lots of time from numerous individuals across the organization attempting to move the company forward through these projects to lay groundwork for a more secure future, a more manageable future, just trying to implement better processes, better tools, things that are more modern and capable than what we've been using. And I've gotten a few things implemented here in the time I've been with the company, but other things, like I say, lots of time and money spent on attempting to implement things, and then it just gets, oftentimes what happens is that we're pausing this, and it just never gets unpaused again. Including at times money still continuing to be spent on projects that are paused. But I don't own the place, so I guess it's not my decision to make. And that's and at times I've stressed myself out, butting my head up against that wall, trying to make things happen, and I've gotten nowhere. And I guess the lesson is choose your battles. If you want to be a decision maker in the company you work for, I can tell you the shortcut: start your own company. There's a million different businesses you can start on your own. You can work with friends, you can work with family, you can if you're good at something, a valuable skill, that can be a good way to start a business. But I can tell you, it quickly becomes the case that having that valuable skill is not enough, because to really grow a business, you don't want to be doing the work in the business. Otherwise, that's just a job. That's not a business. And what that translates to is that you have to have other skill sets, particularly those of owning and operating a business. And you want to hire other people to do the work that you're selling. You know, performing tasks, providing services, etc. And I never was able to get to that level. I was at that level briefly, but I couldn't hold it together for personal reasons. Those poor decisions I mentioned took me off path there, and I was moving in a great direction, but I screwed it up. I can tell you part of my issue was I didn't know how to relax. Part of you've got to. Now we're coming back to that law of attraction stuff that I talked about a little bit in one of my other videos. You've got to believe that you already are who you want to be. That's how the law of attraction works. Once you believe who you are, believe that you are who you are trying to be, like truly accept it, eliminate the doubts in your mind, your negative thinking, that resistance, then you are who you were trying to be. You become that person. And the trick is to stay in that mindset, hold on to that belief, keep it in focus in your mind, and the universe will take care of the rest. You know, the opportunity comes along, all you've got to do is say yes and do it. That's how the law of attraction works. There have been times in my life when I've been able to hold that frame of mind without trying, and sure enough, things fall into place. And then other times, like I was talking about, when I've tried to make things happen, tried to force stuff, that's a state of resistance, and that prevents things from happening. That keeps you stuck where you are, because we manifest what we believe. And when you believe that things aren't changing, even though you're trying to change them, you're focused on things not changing. So that's what you manifest. Things don't change. And there's again, I'm thinking about David Bayer. He's I'd say he's probably my favorite law of attraction coach, teacher, whatever. I like his style. I like the way he explains things. He breaks them down in a very practical way, and he has helped me understand it a lot more than any of the rest of them. There's Abraham Hicks. She's an interesting character. She's got a very, I guess I'd call it a magical style of explaining how the law of attraction works. It sounds great. She's fun to listen to, but if you're the kind of person that likes nuts and bolts how-tos, like you want to know the basics of how to do something, I would not recommend Abraham Hicks. I would recommend David Bayer. I'd say those are the two that I've listened to the most. I did at one time have a therapist that I saw for a brief period of time who was supportive of my belief in the law of attraction. That was when I was listening to Abraham Hicks, and I think probably about the time I discovered David Baer. But I was in a place personally in my life, in my mindset, where I liked Abraham Hicks a lot more, but I probably got a lot less out of listening to her. And I liked David Baer, but I don't think I had as much access to his material. Recently, he started a podcast, and I've been watching a lot of his videos on YouTube, and I highly recommend it. I probably ought to get his book that he keeps mentioning, A Changed Mind, because that's where the magic happens, is in your mind. Well, I think I've told you all more than I know this morning. I probably ought to get off here and pay attention to the road. I'm getting closer to the city where the traffic starts picking up. Although, since I left a little later today, I think I'm in between rushes, which is a good thing. So, I'm gonna call it done on this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.